Hello and welcome everybody, this is TP Gaming coming to you for the second video, the second session here at South Africa's Johannesburg International Airport, or Tambo, and we'd like to say thank you for tuning in. Hope you will enjoy this session. As you can see, we've got the modifications turned on. Remember, all the lights, not the lights, but all the colors, the red and the green on your screen, as well as the camera's movement and the commands and quite a few things that you do not get in your regular game. So please be aware that the modifications are in this game only. They cannot be achieved or purchased. Okay folks, so let's get right into it. We've got a hopefully very nice schedule for you today, and see how we go. Got quite a few departures today. We have more departures than arrivals. We should have 60 departures, and we've got 60 departures and 30 arrivals. So let's see if this should be pretty full here if you think about it, but let's see how many in the end there actually are going to be. So let's get going. Where are we? This is a little bit too loud for me. This is in my ear. This is better. Alitalia 849 heavy pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right. Yes, we're going to do differently today.
Ground 21 right pushback approved. Alitalia 849 heavy.
Have
ground
arrivals here on 21
pushback.
left and departures on 21 right.
KLM 591
so
heavy inbound runway 21
this
left.
could be an interesting situation.
Ground commercial 6 tree request pushback.
Link 727 pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground 21 right pushback approved. Link 727.
Commercial 633 pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right. Plenty of
Ground
movements
21
here
right
immediately.
pushback approved. Commercial 6
We're gonna have
tree.
some nice close-up views today, as you normally have, and I hope you will enjoy these. We've got Air Madagascar in the front here, and got so many new ones here. Kolulacom, the greeny ones, and some wonderful one out in the back. So there's going to be some wonderful, great aircraft that we will see. Oh, so Emirates 380.
Ground.
Everybody that you see on the
1902
ground
heavy
right
request
now
pushback.
is going to be departing. Every single one of them. Everyone that you see in the back, they're all going to depart. And the other 30 that are still behind the moon there somewhere, they're all coming. Here, India 1902 heavy, pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground 21 right pushback approved. Air India 1902
So
heavy.
we've got all the internationals here. Really good. Look at the Edelweiss. Wow, we've never had Edelweiss before. That is the sister airline of Swiss from Switzerland.
Ground commercial 6 tree request taxi runway 21
I
right.
used to fly this, well not used to, well I did a couple of times, flew this one from Zurich to
Tower.
Tampa,
Bright Star
in
721
Florida.
inbound runway 21 left.
Commercial 633, runway 21 right via Golf 11 Alpha.
Ground link 815 request pushback.
Runway 21 right via Golf 11 Alpha Echo. Commercial 6 tree.
Commercial 633, runway 21 right via Alpha. Just keep it simple.
Runway 21 right via Alpha. Commercial 6
Simple, Simon.
Ground, Link 727 request taxi runway 21 right. Ground, Alitalia 849 heavy request taxi runway
Link
21 right.
727, runway 21 right via Lima Alpha. Not Echo. Link 727, runway 21 right via Lima Alpha. No more.
Runway
Just that.
21 right via Lima Alpha Echo, Link 727. Runway 21 right via Lima Alpha, Link 727.
Alitalia 849 heavy, runway 21 right via Alpha.
Runway 21 right via Alpha, Alitalia 849 heavy.
KLM 591 Heavy, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 41 at 3 knots. I'll tell you a little more about Edelweiss. When the Edelweiss comes, I will.
Ground, Singapore Cargo 7345 heavy
story.
request pushback.
Singapore Cargo 7345 heavy pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved. Singapore Cargo 7345 heavy.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved. Swiss 289er heavy.
Ground, Air India 1902 heavy request taxi runway 21 right.
1902 heavy runway 21 right via Alpha.
Runway 21 right via Alpha, Air India 1902
Swiss 289er heavy pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Unable pushback. Will advise when ready. Swiss 289er heavy.
Ah, he's already
Tower,
pushing.
Bright Star 752 inbound
Link
runway 21
815
left.
pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground, ASCII Airline 64 request
ASCII
pushback.
Airline 64 pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right. Plenty of departures here.
Ground, 21 right pushback
Crazy.
approved. Link 815.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved. ASCII Airline 64.
So, of course, this is all going to be crowded again, as you always know at TP Gaming. He is certainly always testing the airports here with high volume. So, thank you for all you new subscribers. Excellent. I really appreciate you guys coming in and being part of the team. Thank you very much. And if you haven't subscribed, maybe you'd like to do right now. And if you do so, please do. And thank you for it. Leave a comment down below. If you have any questions whatsoever, I will definitely answer to them. Keep it clean. And yeah, of course, press the like button. That certainly helps the channel, apparently. And if you want to do something good, please go ahead.
Ground, Springbok 50 request pushback.
Springbok 50 pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right. Interesting it's going to be when all the arrivals are
Ground,
here and they're
21
going to
right
interfere
pushback
with
Springbok
all these
50.
Ground, Swiss
departures.
289er heavy request taxi runway 21
Swiss
right.
289er heavy, runway 21 right via Alpha.
Runway 21 right via Alpha. Swiss 289er heavy.
Ground, Singapore Cargo 7345 heavy request taxi runway 21 right. Ground, ASCII Airline 64 request taxi runway 21 right.
So we got Royal Brunei coming in. I've never had that one before. Let's see how that one's going to look like. Brunei 721, runway 21 left, clear to land. Wind is 40 at 3 knots. Oh, we will have a look at that one straight away and stop.
Runway 21 left clear to land.
No, it's
Bright
not
Star
Brunei,
721.
It's cargo. That's excellent. Great.
Tower, ASCII Airline 62 inbound runway 21 left.
Ground, Rwandair 107 heavy request pushback.
ASCII Airlines 64, runway 21 right via Alpha.
Runway 21 right via Alpha, ASCII Airline 64.
Springbok 50, runway 21 right via Alpha.
Unable taxi, will advise when
ready.
ready. Springbok 50. Ground, Springbok 50 request taxi runway 21 right.
Springbok, Springbok 50, runway 21 right via Alpha. What happened here? Springbok 50, runway 21 right via Alpha.
Runway 21 right via Alpha, Springbok 50.
Thank you very much. Alitalia 849 heavy, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right line up and wait. Alitalia 849
KLM
heavy.
591 heavy, taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo. KLM 591 heavy.
Ground, Commercial 900 tree request pushback.
752 runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 40 at 3 knots.
Say again. Bright Star 721.
Right star.
Ground. Link 815 request taxi runway 21
Brunei
right.
752 runway. This is interesting.
Unable taxi, will advise when ready. Rwandair 107 heavy.
Brunei 752. Okay. Right star 752. Runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 40 at 3 knots. So we definitely have a problem here.
Runway 21 left, clear to land. Bright star
Bright
752.
Star is not Brunei. So this is interesting. So we'll have to have a look at that. I'm going to write this one down. So BRU 752
Tower, South Cargo 6245 inbound runway 21 left.
Right
Ground,
star.
link 897
so that
request
has to be
pushback.
changed, because I think this Brunei 721 should be Bright Star, because Royal Air Brunei, that's not it. So it's actually 7721 is Bright Star, and both of them are incorrect, totally wrong, fake news. So are we ready? So this is all, I don't like this, but we'll get over it. Link 815, runway 21 right via Alpha. We'll get it organized sooner or later.
Runway 21 right via Alpha. Link 815.
So there is certainly a mistake. Nothing that we can change. So write all these things down. Okay, so finally get a departure going here, folks.
Link 707 request
Alitalia
pushback.
849 heavy. After departure, fly heading 180, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
After departure, fly heading 180, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff. Alitalia 849
Brunei
heavy.
721, taxi to terminal via Yankee. No, that's not working either. Right star 721, taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo. Okay.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo. Bright Star
ASCII
721.
Airline 62, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 39 at 3 knots. I'm sort of wondering, why did Brunei work before? That was weird.
Runway 21 left, clear to land. ASCII Airline
Air
62.
India 1902 heavy, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait. Air India 1902
Commercial
heavy.
903, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right, pushback approved. Commercial
ASCII Airline
903.
64, continue taxi. What's the matter with you?
Tower, Commercial 620 inbound runway 21 left.
C2,
Continue taxi, ASCII Airline 64.
no, that's
Ground.
Swiss.
Springbok
Swiss
357
is
request
not
pushback.
moving, possibly due to Singapore cargo. Let's see if that works. Singapore cargo 7345 heavy, continue taxi. See if that is the reason why
Continue taxi,
Swiss
Singapore
is
cargo
moving.
7345 heavy.
Okay, so obviously we do have an area in here where Swiss believes he can't get past him. So because there's an invisible sort of circle around each aircraft to know whether it's going to hit one or the other or not. Bright Star 752 taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo. Bright Star
Swiss
752.
289 a heavy, hold position. Of course we've got to hold him there because otherwise he's going to keep
Hold
continue
position.
taxiing.
Swiss
Singapore's going
289
to
a
come
heavy.
around the corner here.
Ground.
And of course
Commercial
we're going to have a
635
disaster,
request
as
pushback.
per usual. So let me get some aircrafts going here. Rwanda 107 heavy pushback approved. Expect runway 27 right.
Ground, 21 right, pushback approved. Rwandair
Commercial
107
635
heavy.
pushback approved. Expect runway 27 right. 21 right, of course.
Ground, Commercial 903 request taxi runway 21 right.
Pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground. 21 right, pushback approved. Commercial
Swiss 289
635.
heavy, continue taxi.
Ground, 21 right, pushback approved. Link 707.
Continue taxi. Swiss 289 a heavy.
This is always the same when you have a new airport and playing at times which are unusual.
Tower, Springbok 281 heavy inbound runway
South
21
Cargo
left.
6245, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 39 at 3 knots.
Ground, Tulpa 181 request pushback.
Alitalia 849 heavy, contact departure.
Runway 21 left cleared to land. South cargo
Air India
6245.
1902 heavy, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Contact departure, goodbye, Alitalia 849er heavy.
633, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff. Air India 1902 heavy.
Commercial 903, runway 21 right via Alpha.
Runway 21 right line up and wait. Commercial 633. Runway 21 right via Alpha. Commercial 903.
Springbok T57 pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right. Gonna get all these aircrafts around this area here.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved. Springbok 357.
ASCII Airline 62 taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo.
Ground, commercial 635 request taxi runway
ASCII
21
Airline
right.
62 taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima. I think that may be the better way to go.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo, ASCII Airline
ASCII
62.
Airline 62 taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima Echo, ASCII Airline 62.
Crazy.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima, ASCII Airline 62.
Commercial 633, wind is 39 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff. Commercial 633.
Commercial 620, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 39 at 3 knots.
Ground, Zimbird 8335 request
Link
pushback.
727, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 left cleared to land. Commercial 620.
Rwanda 107 heavy, runway 21 right via Alpha.
Runway 21 right line up and wait. Link
Commercial
727.
635, runway 21 right via Alpha. Not Alpha
Unable
Echo.
taxi. Will advise when ready. Rwandair 107 heavy.
Commercial 635, runway 21 right via Alpha. Not Alpha Echo.
Runway 21 right via Alpha Echo, commercial 635.
It's doing the same.
Runway 21 right via Alpha, commercial
Gotta get all these
635.
aircrafts out of there.
Ground, Rwandair 107 heavy request taxi runway 21
Air
right.
India 1902 heavy, contact departure. This is again
Ground,
just filling up.
Link 707
It's
request taxi runway 21 right.
unfortunate due to
Contact
the,
departure. Good evening. Air
due to
India
the so many
1902
writing
heavy.
down I need to do for all
Tower,
these mistakes
Ethiopian
that I,
819er heavy inbound runway 21 left.
Wind is 39 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Ground, Tolka 261 request
Singapore
pushback.
7345 heavy, runway.
Runway
Singapore
21 right
Cargo
cleared for takeoff.
7345 heavy,
Link
runway
727.
21 right, line up and wait.
Taxi to apron. South cargo 6245.
81 heavy, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 39 at 3 knots.
Runway 21 right line up and wait. Singapore
South
cargo 7345 heavy.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee.
Runway 21 left cleared to land. Springbok 281 heavy.
Commercial 633, contact departure.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee. South cargo
Rwanda
6245.
107 heavy, continue taxi. Is he ready now?
Contact departure. Good evening. Commercial 633. Continue taxi. Rwandair 107 heavy. Ground.
Springbok
Comair
357,
427 request
runway
pushback.
21 right via Alpha.
Ground, Springbok 357 request taxi runway
Link
21 right.
707, runway 21 right via Alpha.
Runway 21 right via Alpha, Springbok 357.
Unable taxi. Request detailed taxi instructions. Link 707. Tower.
Link
Comair
707,
428 inbound runway 21
right
left.
via Lima Alpha.
Ground. Comair 275 request pushback. Runway 21 right via Lima Alpha. Link 707.
Singapore Cargo 7345 heavy, wind is 38 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff. Singapore cargo 7345 heavy.
heavy, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right line up and wait, Swiss 289er heavy.
Be careful here, gotta get these out. Link 897 pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground. 21 right pushback approved. Link 897. link 741 request pushback.
Commercial 620, taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima. Commercial
Link
620.
727, contact departure.
Contact departure. Good evening. Link 727.
Tolka 181, pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground 21 right pushback approved. Tolka
Link
181.
741, pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground 21 right pushback approved. Link 741.
Ethiopian 819 heavy, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 383 knots.
Runway 21 left clear to land. Ethiopian 819er heavy.
Swiss 289 heavy, wind is 383 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff. I'm going to start pushing the arrivals across in a second.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff. Swiss 289 heavy.
345 heavy, contact departure.
Tower, Springbok 372 inbound runway 21 left.
ASCII Airlines 64 runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Contact departure. Good evening. Singapore Cargo 7345 heavy. Runway 21 right line up and wait. ASCII Airlines 64.
Ground, Turkish Cargo 6462 heavy request
Springbok
pushback.
281 heavy, taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima. Springbok
Turkish
281
Cargo
heavy.
6462 heavy, pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved. Turkish Cargo 6462 heavy.
ASCII Airlines 62, continue taxi.
Ground. Tolka 181 request taxi runway 21 right.
5901 heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi. ASCII Airline 62.
Right star 721. Hold short of taxiway Lima.
Continue taxi. KLM 591
Right
heavy.
star 752. Hold short of taxiway Lima.
Hold short of taxiway Lima. Right star 721.
Hold short of taxiway Lima Echo. Right star
Simbird
752.
8335 pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground, Botswana 20 request pushback.
Ground. 21 right pushback approved. Simbird 8335.
Okay, it's moving. It's good. Get all these across. Swiss 289 heavy, contact departure.
Contact departure. Goodbye. Swiss 289 heavy.
Comair 428, runway 21 left cleared. Oh,
Ground. Link 741 request taxi runway 21 right. Unable to comply. Comair 428.
428, runway 21 left cleared to land, wind is 383 knots.
Runway 21 left cleared to land. Comair 428.
Ethiopian 819 heavy, taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo.
Ground. Link 897 request taxi runway 21 right. Taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo.
ASCII
Ethiopian
Airlines
819er heavy.
is 383 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Tower, Springbok 580 inbound runway
Right
21 left.
star 752, continue taxi. I don't know what's went wrong
Runway
there.
21 right cleared for takeoff. ASCII Airlines
Link
64.
741, runway 21 right via Alpha.
Continue taxi. Right star 752. Runway 21 right via Alpha. Link 741.
Talk 181, runway 21 right via Alpha. How's that one look like?
Runway 21 right
nice.
via Alpha. Tolka 181.
Fly Mango.
Ground. Atlanta 5300
Link
heavy
897,
request
runway
pushback.
21 right via Alpha.
Runway 21 right via Alpha. Link 897. Ground.
First
Simbird
crash.
8335
My
request
secondary
taxi
screen.
runway 21 right.
Ground, Comair 239 request pushback.
Springbok 50, runway 21 right, line up and wait. Oh, this is interesting. Now all of a sudden he does go across.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Penalized
Springbok
here.
50.
Lucky. Everything is on top of each other, even on my screen. I can't see anything. Comair 275 pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right. Comair 427 pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved. Comair
Crash
275.
for
Ground,
second time.
21 right pushback
Seconds.
approved. Comair 427.
Tolka 261 pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved. Tolka
Springbok 50,
261.
wind is 373 knots. Runway 21 right. Cleared for takeoff.
Tower, Comair 214 inbound runway
ASCII
21
Airline
left.
64 contact departure.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff. Springbok 50. Contact departure. Good evening.
Link
ASCII Airline
815,
64.
runway 21 right. Line up and wait.
Ground, Turkish Cargo 6462 heavy request taxi runway 21 right.
Turkish Cargo 6462 heavy. Continue taxi.
Runway 21 right line up and wait. Link
Springbok
815.
372. Runway 21 left. Clear to land. Wind is 37 at 3 knots.
Continue taxi, Turkish Cargo 6462 heavy.
Comair 428. Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima.
Runway 21 left cleared to land. Springbok 372.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima. Comair 428.
Simbird 8335. Continue taxi. Shout out to Forward Power Nganwa.
Continue taxi.
G'day,
Simbird
mate.
8335. Ground, Bambi 261 tree request pushback.
Springbok 50 contact departure.
Contact departure. Good evening. Springbok
Link
50.
815. Wind is 37 at 3 knots. Runway 21 right. Cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff. Link 815.
Commercial 903. Runway 21 right. Line up and wait.
Runway 21 right line up and wait. Commercial 903.
So we need to get everybody out of here somehow. Springbok 580. Runway 21 left. Clear to land. Wind is 37 at 3 knots.
Runway 21 left cleared to land. Springbok 580.
Ground, Comair 427 request taxi runway 21 right.
Ground, Tolka 261 request taxi runway 21 right.
Tower, link 165 inbound runway 21 left.
Ground, link 799er request pushback.
So we got Thumper and we got Bambi. Bambi 2613 pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right. There's our Bambi.
Ground, 21 right pushback
Bambi
approved.
is
Bambi 261 tree.
DHA. The cargo. Okay, let's get these ones out of here. Tolka 261, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Tolka 261.
Comair 427, continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Comair 427.
Link 815, contact departure.
Contact departure. Good evening. Link
Commercial
815.
903, wind is 37 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff. Commercial 903
Runway
tree.
107 heavy, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Ground, Comair 275 request taxi runway 21 right. Runway 21 right line up and wait. Rondair 107 heavy.
Comair 275, continue taxi.
Ground, Emirates 764 super request
That's
pushback.
the big one.
Continue taxi. Comair
Emirates
275.
764 super pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved. Emirates 764 super.
South Cargo 6245, continue taxi.
Continue taxi. South Cargo 6245. Ground, Bambi 261 tree request taxi
Comair
runway
239
21 right.
pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right. Link 799 pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right. Botswana 20 pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right. Okay, finally get everybody out of that area there.
21 right pushback approved. Comair 239.
Commercial 903, contact departure.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved. Link 799er.
Rwanda 107 heavy, wind is 37 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved. Botswana 20.
Comair 214, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind wind is 37 at 3 knots.
Contact departure. Good evening. Commercial
Springbok
Niner 0
372,
tree.
taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff. Rwandair 107 heavy.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima.
Runway 21 left cleared to land. Comair 214.
Commercial 635, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima, Springbok 372. Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima, Springbok 580. Runway 21 right, line up and wait. Commercial 635.
Tower. Air France 990 Super inbound runway 21 left.
Coming in.
Ground. Air Madagascar tree 1 request pushback.
Ground, Comair 239 request taxi runway 21 right. Ground, Mozambique 8604 request pushback.
So many new ones here. Atlanta 5300 heavy pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground. 21 right pushback approved. Atlanta 5300 heavy.
165, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 37 at 3 knots.
Runway 21 left clear to land, link 165.
Madagascar 31 pushback approved. Expect runway. No. I'm gonna say something wrong.
Unable to comply, link
What
165.
happened here? No, he's good. He's got the check mark. Rwandair 107 heavy, contact departure. Ethiopian 819 heavy, continue taxi.
Contact departure. Good evening. Rwandair 107 heavy. Continue taxi. Ethiopian 819 heavy.
Tower, Springbok 51 inbound runway 21 left. Ground, Botswana 20 request taxi runway 21 right.
Mozambique 8604 pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved, Mozambique 8604.
So is everybody ready here? Is Botswana available? Air France 990 Super, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 36 at 3 knots.
Runway 21 left cleared to land. Air France 990 Super.
4, taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima. Comair
Botswana
214.
20, continue taxi.
Ground. Emirates 764 Super request taxi runway 21 right.
Continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Botswana 20. Continue taxi, Comair
Runway
239.
2613, runway 21 right via Alpha.
Ground. Springbok 36 tree request pushback. Runway 21 right via Alpha. Bambi 261 tree.
Commercial 635, wind is 36 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Ground. Link 799 request taxi
Link
runway 21
99
right.
out of there. That's
Runway
this one
21
here.
right cleared for takeoff.
This one.
Commercial
Then I can
635.
get all these pushed in. Where else are we? Oh,
Ground,
Link
Mozambique
799, continue
8604
taxi.
request taxi runway 21 right.
Continue taxi.
Emirates
Link
764 Super,
799er.
continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Emirates 764 Super.
Springbok 209 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Tower, Comair 264 inbound runway 21 left.
Unable pushback. Will advise when ready. Springbok 209er heavy. Ground. Springbok 209er
Springbok
heavy request
263
pushback.
pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground. 21 right pushback approved. Springbok 363.
So we're going to get these all out in a second here. And we got some penguins leaving now. Penguins, yeah. Yes. This one here. Air Madagascar 31 pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground, Atlanta 5300 heavy request taxi runway 21 right. Ground, 21 right pushback approved. Air
Link
Madagascar
165
31.
taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait. Springbok 357.
Runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 36 at 3 knots.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima, link
Commercial
165.
65, contact departure.
Runway 21 left, clear to land. Springbok 51.
Ground, Springbok 77 request pushback.
Mozambique 8604, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Mozambique 8604.
Atlanta 5300, heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Atlanta
Springbok
5300 heavy.
East 36 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Ground, Springbok 363 request taxi runway
Air
21
France
right.
9990 Super, taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo.
Runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff. Springbok 357.
635, contact departure.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo, Air France 9990 Super.
Link 707, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Contact departure. Good evening. Commercial 635.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait. Link
Emirates
707.
764 Super, hold short of taxiway November.
Tower, Link 10 inbound runway
Okay, now
21
we can
left.
get everybody across.
Hold short of taxiway November.
Get
Emirates
ourselves some
764
room.
Super. Ground, Lufthansa Cargo 82907 heavy request pushback. Ground, Air Madagascar 31 request taxi runway 21 right.
Can't see anything, so many letters here everywhere. Commercial 620, continue taxi.
Continue taxi,
Air
commercial
Madagascar 21,
620.
continue taxi.
Ground, Etihad
Springbok
603
281
Super request
heavy.
pushback.
Hold short of taxiway Yankee.
Continue taxi, Air Madagascar 31.
Comair 428, hold short of taxiway Yankee.
Hold short of taxiway Yankee.
Springbok
Springbok
372,
281
hold short of taxiway Yankee.
Hold short of taxiway
Springbok
Yankee.
580,
Comair
hold short of
428.
taxiway Yankee.
Hold short of
Comair
taxiway
214,
Yankee.
hold short of
Springbok
taxiway
372.
Yankee.
Hold short of taxiway Yankee.
Springbok
Springbok
363,
580.
continue taxi.
Hold short of taxiway Yankee. Comair 214. Continue taxi, Springbok 363.
Springbok 209 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved. Springbok
Etihad 603
209
Super, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved. Etihad
Comair
603
264,
Super.
runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 36 at 3 knots.
Tower, commercial 914 inbound runway
Springbok
21 left.
357, contact departure.
Runway 21 left, cleared to land. Comair 264.
Springbok 51, taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima.
Contact departure. Good evening. Springbok 357. Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima. Springbok
Emirates
51.
764 Super, continue taxi.
Ground, South Cargo 6240 request
Lufthansa
pushback.
Cargo 8297 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Continue taxi, Emirates 764 Super.
Link 103, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 36 at 3 knots.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved. Lufthansa Cargo 82907 heavy.
6240 pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Runway 21 left cleared to land. Link 10 tree. Ground, 21 right pushback approved.
Springbok
South Cargo
363,
6240.
runway 21 left.
Ground, Springbok 24 request pushback. Runway 21 left. Springbok
Air
363.
Madagascar 31, runway 21 left. To divert a few aircrafts now.
Runway 21 left. Air Madagascar
Link
31.
707, wind is 36 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff. Link 707.
So Etihad, what's up with you, buddy?
Ground. Springbok 209er heavy request taxi runway
Turkish
21
Cargo
right.
6462 heavy. Runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait. Turkish Cargo 6462 heavy.
So Bruna, Etihad, are you ready? Are you moving, buddy?
Tower. Shamir 19er inbound runway 21 left. Ground.
Yes,
Egypt Air
Etihad
515
moving now.
heavy request pushback.
Big one. Comair 264, taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima, Comair 264.
Turkish Cargo 6462, heavy wind is 35 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff. Turkish Cargo
Link
6462 heavy.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Ground.
Check it out,
South
folks.
Cargo
Check
6240
it out.
request
Check
taxi
out
runway 21 right.
This line of aircraft.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Full.
Link
We
741.
are emptying South Africa. Link 707, contact departure.
Contact departure. Goodbye. Link 707.
603 super, continue taxi.
Unable taxi. Will advise when ready. Etihad 603 super.
209 heavy, continue taxi.
Ground. Etihad 603 super request taxi
Etihad
runway 21
603
right.
super, continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Springbok 209er heavy.
Continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Etihad
Air
603 super.
31, hold short of runway 21 left.
Continue taxi. Springbok 363.
Etihad 603 super, runway 21 left.
Hold short of runway 21 left. Air Madagascar 31. Runway
which way
21
it's gonna
left.
go.
Etihad 603 super.
It's going a good way.
Ground. Commercial
Springbok
617
209
request
heavy,
pushback.
runway 21 left via Alpha Hotel.
Runway 21 left by Alpha Hotel. Springbok 209er
pushback
heavy.
approved, expect runway 21 left.
Ground. 21 left pushback approved. Springbok 24.
77, pushback approved, expect runway 21 left.
Tower. Qatar Cargo 8776 heavy
Turkish
inbound runway
646
21
heavy,
left.
contact departure.
Ground. 21 left pushback approved. Springbok
Commercial
77.
9014, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 35 at 3 knots.
Ground. Qantas 64 heavy request
Link
pushback.
741, wind is 35 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 left cleared to land. Commercial 9014. Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff. Link
Commercial
741.
617, pushback approved, expect runway 21 left.
Ground. 21 left pushback approved. Commercial
South Cargo
617.
6240, runway 21 right via Bravo Lima Alpha.
Ground. Lufthansa Cargo 829er7 heavy request taxi runway
Lufthansa
21
Cargo
right.
829er7, runway 21 left via November Charlie Hotel.
Unable taxi. Request detailed taxi instructions. South Cargo 6240. Runway
Hotel
21 left
181,
by November
runway
Charlie
21
Hotel.
right, wait.
Lufthansa Cargo 829er7 heavy. Ground. Springbok 146 request pushback. Runway 21 right line up and wait. Tilde 181.
Qantas 64 heavy pushback approved, expect runway 21 left.
Ground. 21 left pushback approved. Qantas
Link
64 heavy.
103, taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima.
Ground. Springbok 24 request taxi runway 21 left.
Turkish Cargo 6462 heavy, contact departure.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima. Link 103.
741, contact departure.
Contact departure. Good evening. Turkish Cargo 6462 heavy.
Contact departure. Good evening. Link 741.
Talker 181, wind is 35 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff. Tilde 181.
Camera 19, runway 21 left, cleared to land.
Tower. Commercial 106 inbound runway 21
Shamir
left.
19, Chem Air 19er.
Tower, commercial 625
Sem Air
request pushback.
19er. Yes. Runway 21 left. Sem Air 21. Easy boy. Sem
Unable
Air
to comply.
19er.
Chem Air
Runway
19er.
21 left. Clear to land. Wind is 35 at 3 knots.
Runway
Commercial
21 left, clear to
914,
land.
taxi to terminal
Chem Air
via
19er.
Lima.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima, India. Commercial 914.
Always doing that. Commercial 914 taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima. No India in there. That word.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima.
Link
Commercial
897,
914.
to the right, line up and right.
Ground, Springbok 77 request taxi runway 21 left.
Lufthansa Cargo 8297 Heavy, continue taxi. ADIRS
Runway 21 right, line up and
Super,
wait.
continue
Link
taxi.
897.
Springbok 209 Heavy, hold short of taxiway Lima. Link 165, continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Lufthansa Cargo 8297 Heavy.
South Cargo 6240, continue taxi.
Continue taxi.
Springbok 51.
Etihad 60 Tree Super.
Hold short of taxiway Yankee.
Hold short of taxiway Lima. Springbok
Com Air
209 Heavy.
264, hold short of taxiway Yankee.
Continue taxi, link 165.
Continue taxi. South Cargo 6240.
Tolka 181, contact departure.
Hold short of taxiway Yankee, Springbok 51. Hold
Egypt
short
Air
of
515
taxiway
Heavy,
Yankee,
push back
Comair
approved, expect
264.
runway 21 right. KLM 592 Heavy, push back approved, expect runway 21 left.
Contact departure. Goodbye.
Qantas 64 Heavy,
181.
continue taxi.
Ground. 21 right pushback
Springbok
approved.
77,
Egypt
continue
Air
taxi.
515 Heavy. Unable
Springbok
pushback.
24,
Will advise when ready.
continue
KLM
taxi.
592 Heavy. Unable taxi. Will advise when ready. Qantas 64
Qatar
Heavy.
Cargo 8776 Heavy, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 35 at 3 knots.
Continue taxi, Springbok
Commercial
77.
106, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 35 at 3 knots.
Continue taxi. Springbok
Link
24.
8997, wind is 35 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 left cleared to land. Qatar Cargo 8776 Heavy.
Runway 21 left cleared to land. Commercial
Springbok 288 Heavy,
106.
pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff. Link
Springbok
897.
146, pushback approved, expect runway 21 left.
Unable pushback, will advise when ready, Springbok 288 Heavy.
Sem Air 19er, taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima.
Ground. 21 left pushback approved. Springbok
Commercial
146.
617. Runway 21 left via Lima Alpha Hotel.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima. Chem Air 19er.
Unable taxi, will advise when ready. Commercial 617.
Commercial 625, pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground, Commercial 617 request taxi runway 21 left.
France, Howland.
Tower. 21 right pushback approved. Commercial 625.
Zimbird 8335, wind is 35 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Tower. KLM 592 Heavy request
Commercial
pushback.
617, runway 21 left via Alpha Hotel.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff. Zimbird 8335.
Runway 21 left by Alpha Hotel. Commercial
Qantas
617.
64 Heavy, continue taxi.
Ground. Qantas 64 Heavy request taxi runway 21
Jet Air
left.
515 Heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Qantas 64 Heavy.
Link
Unable taxi.
897, contact
Will
departure.
advise when ready. Egypt Air 515 Heavy. Contact departure. Good evening. Link 897. Tower. Com Air 426 inbound runway
Qatar
21 left.
8776 Heavy, taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo Alpha.
Tower, Springbok 288 Heavy request pushback.
Springbok 288 heavy pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Echo Alpha, Qatar Cargo 8776 heavy.
Tower, 21 right pushback approved, Springbok 288 heavy.
Comair 426, runway 21 left, clear to land, industry 5 at 3 knots.
Ground, Air Edelweiss 289er heavy request
It is Air
pushback.
Edelweiss.
Runway 21 left clear to
Tolka
land,
261,
Comair
runway 21
426.
right, line up and wait.
Ground, Egypt Air 515 heavy request taxi runway 21 right.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait. Tolka 261.
Egypt Air 515 heavy, continue taxi.
Tower, Springbok 43
Springbok
inbound runway
77,
21
continue
left.
taxi.
Continue taxi, Egypt Air 515 heavy.
Springbok 24, hold short of taxiway Lima.
Continue taxi. Springbok 77.
164 heavy, hold short of runway 21 left.
Hold short of taxiway Lima, Springbok 24.
Air France 9990 super, continue taxi.
Hold short of runway 21 left, Honda 64 heavy.
Continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Air France
Commercial
990
hold
super.
short of taxiway Yankee.
Continue taxi, Link 10 tree. Hold
Commercial
short of
625,
taxiway Yankee,
continue taxi.
Commercial 914. Ground, Egypt Air Cargo 515 heavy request pushback. Unable taxi, will advise when ready, Commercial 625. Tower, Commercial 625 request taxi runway 21 right. Ground, Zimbird 8 tree 8 request pushback.
Semair is
Ground,
426 is good.
Springbok 146 request taxi runway 21 left.
Zimbird 8335, contact departure.
Tower, Link 728 inbound
Commercial
runway 21
106,
left.
taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima.
Contact departure, good evening, Zimbird 8 tree 5.
Taxi to terminal via
We'll
Yankee
get them
Lima.
all up in the
Commercial
air sooner or
106.
Ground, Springbok
Just gonna get this
260
chaos
heavy
out of the
request
way.
pushback.
Tower, Springbok 288 heavy
Springbok
request taxi
146,
runway
continue
21
taxi.
right.
Continue taxi,
Springbok
Springbok
288, continue
146.
taxi. Oops. Springbok 288 heavy, continue taxi.
Continue
Commercial
taxi,
625, continue
Springbok
taxi.
288 heavy.
Continue taxi, Commercial 625. Ground, Namibia 758 request pushback.
Runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 34 at 3 knots.
Runway 21 left clear to land, Springbok 4 tree.
I can't do any departures at the moment yet. Oh, we got 3 there. Tolka 261, wind is 34 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff. Comair 427, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff. Tolka 261.
Runway 21 right line up and wait, Comair 427.
Tower, Qatar 889er 8 heavy inbound runway 21 left. Ground, Springbok 58 request pushback.
Egypt Air 515 heavy. Egypt Air Cargo 515 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved, Egypt Air Cargo 515
Commercial
heavy.
19er, continue taxi.
Say again, Commercial 106.
Semair 19er, continue taxi. Comair 426, taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima.
Continue taxi, Chamair 19er.
Commercial 617, continue taxi.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima, Comair
KLM
426.
592 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Continue taxi, Commercial
Springbok 58,
617.
pushback approved, expect runway 21 left.
Tower,
Springbok
21 right
260
pushback
heavy,
approved,
expect
KLM
runway
592 heavy.
21 left.
Ground, 21 left pushback approved. Springbok
Zimbird
58.
8338, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Ground, 21 left pushback approved, Springbok 260 heavy.
Runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 34 at 3 knots.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved, Zimbird 8338. Runway 21 left cleared to land, link 728.
Edelweiss Air 289 a heavy, pushback approved, expect runway, nope.
Contact
Edelweiss
departure.
289 a heavy,
Goodbye. Tolka 261.
pushback approved, expect runway 21 right. I'll tell you the story a little later on.
Ground, 21 right pushback approved, Air Edelweiss 289er heavy. Ground, Qatar 889er heavy request pushback.
Come Air 427, wind is 3483 knots, runway 21 right, clear for takeoff. Come Air 275, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Com Air 427. Runway 21 right line up and wait, Com Air 275.
Springbok 43, taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima.
Tower,
Springbok 43,
link
taxi to
898
terminal
inbound
via
runway
Yankee
21
Lima.
left. Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima, Springbok 43.
It's just crazy.
Ground, Egypt Air Cargo 515 heavy request taxi runway
Egypt
21
Air
right.
Cargo 515 heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Egypt Air Cargo 515 heavy.
Egypt, no. Springbok 288 heavy. That's no use.
Say
Egypt
again,
Air Cargo
Springbok 288
515
heavy.
runway 21 right via November Alpha. Does that work? No.
Runway
I don't know
21
where these
right
small
via
ones
November
are.
Alpha, Egypt Air Cargo
Egypt Air
515 heavy. Tower, KLM 592 heavy request taxi runway 21 right. Unable taxi, request detailed taxi
Comment
instructions,
275,
Egypt Air Cargo 515 heavy.
21 right, clear for takeoff.
Say again, Egypt Air 515 heavy.
Atlanta 5300 heavy, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Com Air 275.
Come Air 427, contact departure.
Runway 21 right line up and wait, Atlanta 5300 heavy. Contact departure, good evening, Com Air 427. Ground, Delta 201 heavy request pushback.
Buddy.
Ground, Springbok 260 heavy request taxi runway 21 left.
Commercial 106, continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Commercial
Qatar Cargo
106.
8776 heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Qatar Cargo
Springbok
8776
146,
heavy.
continue taxi.
Ground. Springbok 58 request taxi runway 21 left.
Continue taxi, Springbok 146.
Get everybody across.
Tower, Springbok 191 heavy inbound runway 21 left. Tower, Springbok 585 request
KLM
pushback.
592 heavy, continue taxi. When you're ready,
Continue taxi, KLM
That's good.
592 heavy.
link 728, taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima, link 728.
Springbok 585, pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Tower, 21 right pushback approved, Springbok
Link,
585.
no. Qatar 88998 heavy, runway 21 left, clear to land.
Runway 21 left clear to land. Qatar
Link
889 heavy.
898, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 3483 knots.
Runway 21 left clear to land, link 898.
5300 heavy, wind is 3483 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Atlanta
Emirates
5300
764
heavy.
Super, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Ground, Zimbird 8338 request
Comment
taxi runway 21 right.
departure.
Runway 21 right line up and wait, Emirates 764
Qatar
Super.
8899 a heavy, pushback approved, expect runway... No. Qatar
Contact departure,
8899
good
a heavy.
evening, Com Air
Pushback
275.
approved, expect runway 21 left.
Unable to comply. Qatar
Delta
889
201
heavy.
heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 21 left.
Ground, 21 left pushback approved, Qatar
Edelweiss 289 a
8899
heavy,
heavy.
continue taxi.
Ground, 21 left pushback approved,
Egypt Air
Delta
Cargo
201
515
heavy.
heavy, continue taxi.
Unable taxi, will advise when ready. Air Edelweiss 289er Heavy.
Springbok 58, continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Egypt Air Cargo 515
Heavy,
Heavy.
continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Springbok
Zimberg
58.
8338, continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Springbok 260 Heavy.
Kata
Continue taxi.
8898
Simbird
heavy.
8338.
Kata 88998 heavy. Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima. Qatari 889 or 8
Springbok
heavy.
191 heavy, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 343 knots.
Ground. Air Edelweiss 289er Heavy. Request taxi runway
Egypt
21 right.
Cargo 515 heavy, continue taxi. Please.
Runway 21 left, clear to land. Springbok 191 Heavy.
592 heavy, hold short of taxiway November.
Continue taxi. Egypt Air Cargo 515 Heavy.
So what's the story?
Hold short of
Moving
taxiway
on.
November. KLM 592
No one's
Heavy.
moving now.
Tower, link 558 inbound
We've
runway
totally blocked
21
each
left.
other now.
Ground. Bilal
No
52
one's
Heavy.
moving
Request
anymore.
pushback.
Excellent.
Tower. Springbok 585. Request taxi runway 21 right.
Wind is 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Tower. Air France 909er Flight Super. Request
runway 21
pushback.
right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff. Emirates 764 Super.
Heavy contact departure.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait. Botswana 20.
Contact departure. Good evening.
Springbok
Atlanta
585,
5300 Heavy. Continue taxi. Springbok
Edelweiss
585.
289 heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Air Edelweiss 289er Heavy. Tower. Link 886 inbound runway 21 left.
Namibia 758 pushback approved, expect runway 21 left.
Ground. 21 left pushback approved. Namibia
KLM
758.
592 heavy, continue taxi. Please, one of you to move.
Continue taxi.
I don't want
KLM
to-
592
don't want
Heavy.
to do anything, but it's like everything's locked. Stupid. No one's moving. Egypt Air Cargo 515 heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Egypt Air
Please
Cargo
move.
515 Heavy.
Damn it. Gotta delete it now. Oh man, I didn't want to get
Connor
penalized.
889er Heavy.
Damn
Request
you.
taxi runway
Hate
21
that.
left.
Oh. Link 558, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 33 at 3 knots. And getting penalized for it, I hate that even
Runway
worse.
21 left, clear to land. Link 558.
Departure.
Ground. Qatar
Botswana
Cargo
20,
8786
wind
Heavy.
is 33 at
Request
3 knots,
pushback.
Runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Contact departure. Good evening. Emirates 764 Super.
Runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff. Botswana 20.
Comair 426, continue taxi.
Continue taxi.
Springbok
Comair
43, hold short of
426.
Taxiway Yankee. Taxiway Yankee. Link 728, hold short of Taxiway Echo.
Hold short of taxiway Yankee. Springbok 4 Tree. Hold short of taxiway Echo.
KLM
Link
592
728.
heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi. KLM 592 Heavy.
Tower, Namibia
Link 898,
757
taxi to
inbound
terminal
runway
via
21
Yankee
left.
Lima. Springbok 191 heavy, taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima. Link 898.
Can't get any departures.
Taxi
going
to
at
terminal
all.
via Yankee Lima.
Link
Springbok 191 Heavy.
Wind is 33 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff. Link 799er.
Sorry folks, everything is on top of each other, it's just I can't do anything. Nothing I can do at all. This It's taking forever. Botswana 20, contact departure. So they just have to wait. What is our delay at the moment?
Contact
22,
departure. Good evening.
37
Botswana
minutes.
20.
Half an hour delay. Springbok 4-3, hold position. What the hell is Hugo? Namibia
Hold position.
758.
Springbok 4-3.
Continue taxi. Namibia 758, continue taxi. Oh, he's
Unable
still
to
taxi.
comply. Namibia 758. Unable taxi.
Crazy.
Will advise when
Qatar
ready.
8899
Namibia
heavy.
758.
No, can't do anything because Delta is now, after a long overdue session, finally moving. Link 886, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 33 at 3 knots.
Runway 21 left, clear to land. Link 886.
Wind is 33 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Ground. Namibia 758, request taxi.
Namibia
Runway 21 left.
758, continue taxi.
Runway 21 right, clear for takeoff. Comair 239er.
Continue taxi. Namibia 758.
Qatar 8898 heavy, continue taxi. Qatar
Continue
8898
taxi.
heavy,
Springbok
continue
4-3.
taxi. Thank you.
Continue taxi. Qatar
Qatar
8898 heavy.
8899 heavy, hold short of taxiway echo. Thank you.
Hold short of taxiway echo. Qatar
Link
8898 heavy.
799, contact departure.
Ground.
Link
Delta 201
558,
heavy,
taxi to
request
terminal
taxi.
via
Runway
Yankee
21
Lima.
left. Contact departure. Good evening. Link 799er.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima. Link 558.
Not getting anywhere here. Delta 21. I'm not going to do that. Qatar Cargo 8786 heavy, pushback approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Ground. 21 right, pushback approved. Qatar Cargo 8786
Springbok
heavy.
58, continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Springbok
Springbok
58.
260 heavy. Hold short of runway 21 left.
Hold short of runway 21 left. Springbok 260
Delta
heavy.
201 heavy. Continue taxi. Namibia 758, hold short of runway 21 left.
Hold short of runway 21 left. Namibia 758.
Mozambique 8604, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait. Mozambique 8604.
Delta, what's your up with you? Are you ready or not? Ready or not? Here I come. Delta 201 heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Delta
Crazy.
201 heavy.
Qatar 8899 heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Qatar 8899er heavy.
Namibia 757, runway 21 left, clear to land, wind is 33 at 3 knots. Oh, we can finally use some departures now.
Runway 21 left, clear to land. Namibia 757.
Departure.
Contact departure. Good evening. Comair
Link
239er.
886, taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima. Link
Springbok
886.
363, runway 21 left, line up and wait behind next landing aircraft. Hooray.
Runway 21 left, line up and wait behind next
Qatar
landing
8898
aircraft.
heavy,
Springbok
continue taxi.
363. Ground. Qatar Cargo 8786 heavy, request
LR52
taxi. Runway
heavy,
21
pushback
right.
approved. Expect runway 21 right.
Continue taxi. Qatar 8898
Springbok
heavy.
585, hold position.
Ground. 21 right, pushback approved. Hilal
Qatar
52
Cargo
heavy.
8786 heavy, continue taxi.
Hold position. Springbok 585.
Now we can get going.
Continue
Link
taxi,
8998,
Qatar Cargo
continue taxi.
8786 heavy. Continue taxi,
Springbok
Link 8908.
191 heavy, hold short of taxiway Echo.
Hold short of taxiway Echo,
Delta
Springbok
201 heavy,
191
continue
heavy.
taxi.
Continue taxi,
Qatar
Delta 201
8899
heavy.
heavy, hold short of runway 21 left.
Hold short of runway 21 left,
Springbok
Qatar
585,
8899
continue
heavy.
Okay, now we got everybody. All we need is Air France Super.
Continue taxi,
To push
Springbok
back, we'll do that
585.
after the Qatar one. Going in Namibia, get going. Because we're going to get a lot of departures going now, folks. A lot of them. We're going to come in the left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right ones. It's going to be crazy, so get ready for it. Mozambique 8604, wind is 33 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff. Mozambique 8604.
Bambi 2613, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait, Bambi 261
So Namibia, Namibia 757, taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima.
Taxi to terminal via Yankee Lima, Namibia 757.
363 after departure, fly heading 090, runway 21 left, cleared for takeoff.
After departure fly heading 090, runway 21 left cleared for takeoff, Springbok
Madagascar
363.
Runway 21 left, line up and wait.
Runway 21 left, line up and wait, Air Madagascar Tree 1. Ground, Ilal 52 heavy, request taxi runway 21 right.
Bambi 2613, wind is 33 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Bambi
Egypt Air
2613.
515 heavy, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait,
Air
Egypt Air
France
515
9995
heavy.
super pushback approved, expect runway 21 right.
Tower, 21 right pushback approved, Air France 995 super.
Air Madagascar 31 after departure, fly heading 090, runway 21 left, cleared for takeoff.
After departure fly heading 090, runway 21 left cleared for
Etihad
takeoff,
603,
Air
super,
Madagascar
runway
Tree
21
1.
left, line up and wait.
Runway 21 left, line up and wait, Etihad
Egypt Air
603 super.
515 heavy, wind is 32 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff,
South
Egypt
Cargo
Air
6240,
515 heavy.
runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait, South Cargo
Mozambique
6240.
8604, contact departure. Springbok 363, contact departure.
Contact departure. Good
2613,
evening,
contact
Mozambique 8604.
Contact departure, good evening, Springbok 363. Contact departure, good evening, Bambi 261
Air France, what's up? You moving or not? Moving or not? He's not moving. Why aren't you moving, buddy? We're waiting for you. Etihad 603 super after departure, fly heading 160, runway 21 left, clear for takeoff.
After departure fly heading 160, runway 21 left cleared for takeoff, Etihad 603 super.
Runway 21 left, line up and wait.
Runway 21 left, line up and wait, Springbok 209er heavy.
South Cargo 6240, wind is 32 at 3 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, South Cargo 6240.
Springbok 288 heavy. Springbok 288 heavy, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait. Springbok 288 heavy.
515 heavy, contact departure.
Contact departure. Good evening. Egypt Air 515 heavy.
Contact departure.
Contact departure. Good evening. Air Madagascar Tree
Let's
1.
get all these guys up in the air. 21. We are 38-minute delay here, unfortunately. Springbok 209er heavy after departure. Fly heading 160. Runway 21 left, cleared for takeoff.
After departure fly heading 160 runway 21 left cleared for takeoff. Springbok 209er heavy.
Wind is 323 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff. Springbok 288 heavy.
7 heavy, runway 21 left, line up and wait.
Tower. Air France 9er 5 Super request taxi runway 21 right.
Runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 left line up and wait. Lufthansa Cargo 8297 heavy.
5 Super, runway 21 right, line up.
Runway 21 right line up and wait. Commercial 625.
Heavy, runway 21 right via Alpha.
Runway 21 right via Alpha. Air France 9er 5 Super. Unable taxi. Request detailed taxi instructions. Bilal 52 heavy.
52 heavy, runway 21 right via Alpha.
Runway 21 right via Alpha. Bilal 52 heavy.
6240, contact departure. Etihad 603 Super, contact departure.
Contact departure. Good evening. South Cargo
Lufthansa
6240.
297 heavy after departure. Fly heading 120, runway 21 left, cleared for takeoff.
Contact departure. Goodbye. Etihad 603 Super.
21 left, line up and wait.
After departure fly heading 120 runway 21 left cleared for takeoff. Lufthansa Cargo 8297 heavy.
625, wind is 323 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 left, line up and wait. Springbok
KLM
77.
592 heavy, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff. Commercial 625. Runway 21 right line up and wait. KLM 592 heavy. Contact departure. Good evening. Springbok 209er heavy.
Contact departure.
Contact departure. Good evening. Springbok 288 heavy.
Fly away. Springbok 77 after departure. Fly heading 140, runway 21 left, cleared for takeoff.
After departure fly heading 140 runway 21 left cleared for takeoff. Springbok 77.
Runway 21 left, line up and wait.
Runway 21 left line up and wait. Springbok 24.
558, continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Link
Link
558.
886, hold short of taxiway Echo.
Hold short of taxiway Echo. Link 886.
Namibia 757, hold short of taxiway Hotel.
Hold short of taxiway hotel. Namibia 757.
297 heavy, contact departure.
Contact departure. Good evening. Lufthansa Cargo 8297 heavy.
Heading 140, runway 21 left, cleared for takeoff.
After departure fly heading 140 runway 21 left cleared for takeoff. Springbok 24.
Heavy, runway 21 left, line up and wait.
Runway 21 left line up and wait. Qantas 64 heavy.
65, contact departure.
Contact departure. Good evening. Commercial
Springbok
625.
77, contact departure.
Contact departure. Good evening. Springbok
KLM
77.
592 heavy, wind is 323 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff. KLM 592 heavy.
Zimbabwe 8338, runway 21 right, and line up and wait.
Runway 21 right line up and wait. Zimbird 8338.
64 heavy after departure, fly heading 140, runway 21 left, cleared for takeoff.
After departure fly heading 140 runway 21 left cleared for takeoff, Qantas 64
Commercial
heavy.
617 runway 21 left, line up and wait.
Runway 21 left, line up and wait. Commercial 617.
So we got everybody across. Now we get them all up in the air. Springbok 24, contact departure.
Contact departure, good evening, Springbok 24.
Zimbird 8338, wind is 32 at 4 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Zimbird 8338.
Edelweiss 289 heavy, runway 21 right, line up and wait. Edelweiss 289 heavy, runway 21 right, line up and wait. Anyway, the story about Edelweiss is I flew from
Runway
Zurich
21 right,
to
line up and wait.
Tampa
Edelweiss
and vice
289
versa.
heavy.
Is the interesting part is when you have your food, your dinner, you get ice cream on board. Never had that anywhere. You get ice cream, and it's beautiful. And they've got some drinks from Switzerland. I don't know what it's called. Wonderful. Commercial 617 after departure, fly heading 140, runway 21 left, cleared for takeoff. So not a brilliant story, but
After
ice
departure
cream.
fly heading 140 runway 21 left, cleared for takeoff. Commercial 617.
146 runway 21 left, line up and wait.
Runway 21 left line up and wait, Springbok
Edelweiss
146.
289 heavy, wind is 32 at 4 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Air Edelweiss 289 heavy.
786 heavy, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right line up and wait, Qatar Cargo 8786 heavy.
592 heavy, contact departure.
Contact departure, good evening, KLM 592
See you,
heavy.
folks. Qantas 64 heavy, contact departure.
Contact departure, good evening, Qantas 64 heavy.
338, contact departure.
Contact departure, goodbye, Zimbird 8338.
Springbok 146 after departure, fly heading 140, runway 21 left, cleared for takeoff.
After departure fly heading 140 runway 21 left cleared for takeoff, Springbok 146.
Runway 21 left, line up and wait.
Runway 21 left, line up and wait. Springbok 58.
617, contact departure.
Contact departure. Good evening. Commercial 617.
Qatar Cargo 8786 heavy, wind is 32 at 4 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Qatar Cargo 8786 heavy.
Springbok 585, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right line up and wait, Springbok 585.
Springbok 58 after departure, fly heading 140, runway 21 left, cleared for takeoff.
After departure fly heading 140 runway 21 left, cleared for takeoff. Springbok 58.
Springbok 260 heavy, runway 21 left, line up and wait.
Runway 21 left line up and wait, Springbok 260 heavy.
Springbok 146, contact departure.
Contact departure, good evening, Springbok 146.
Edelweiss 289 heavy, contact departure.
Contact departure, good evening, Air Edelweiss 289 heavy.
Springbok 585, wind is 31 at 4 knots, runway 21 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Springbok 585.
Air France 9995 Super, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right line up and wait, Air France 995 Super.
Springbok 260 heavy after departure, fly heading 140, runway 21 left, cleared for takeoff.
After departure fly heading 140 runway 21 left cleared for takeoff. Springbok 260 heavy.
Namibia 758, runway 21 left, line up and wait.
Runway 21 left line up and wait. Namibia 758.
Qatar Cargo 8786 heavy, contact departure.
Contact departure, good evening, Qatar Cargo 8786 heavy.
Springbok 58, contact departure.
Contact departure, good evening, Springbok 58.
Air France 9995 super, wind is 31 at 4 knots, runway 21 right cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Air France 9995 super.
LR 52 heavy, runway 21 right, line up and wait.
Runway 21 right line up and wait, Hilal 52 heavy.
Springbok 585, contact departure.
Contact departure, good evening, Springbok 585.
Namibia 758 after departure, fly heading for 140, runway 21 left cleared for takeoff.
After departure fly heading 140 runway 21 left cleared for takeoff, Namibia 758.
Delta 201 heavy, runway 21 left, line up and wait.
Runway 21 left line up and wait, Delta 201 heavy.
Springbok 260 heavy, contact departure.
Contact departure, good evening, Springbok 260 heavy.
See, they're all crossing each other here, so it's quite interesting. Let's check out our super departure with the airport B in behind. There we go. Off he goes. LR52 heavy after departure, fly heading 220, runway 21 right cleared for takeoff. Takeoff.
After departure fly heading 220 runway 21 right cleared for takeoff, Hilal 52 heavy.
Delta 201 heavy after departure, fly heading 140, runway 21 left cleared for takeoff.
After departure fly heading 140 runway 21 left cleared for takeoff, Delta 201 heavy.
Namibia 758, contact departure.
Contact departure, good evening, Namibia 758.
Qatar 8899 heavy after departure, fly heading 140, runway 21 left cleared for takeoff.
After departure fly heading 140 runway 21 left cleared for takeoff, Qatar 8899 heavy.
Air France 9995 super, contact departure.
Contact departure, good evening, Air France 9995 super.
Hopefully Qatar is not going to be too fast, because I already gave him clearance. But he's moving slow, so hopefully Delta will be up in the air in a second. Qatar 8899 heavy, hold position.
Hold position, Qatar 8899 heavy.
Uh-oh, he doesn't hold, so we're going to get penalized. Come on, Delta. Yeah. Damn it. Qatar didn't stop. Crazy, why don't they listen? LR52 heavy, contact departure.
Contact departure, good evening, Hilal 52 heavy.
Delta 201 heavy, contact departure.
Contact departure, good evening, Delta 201 heavy.
Oh. Let's see the final departure. It's a long way. There's our tower where we've been working from. And you see the long taxiway Echo here. And the long taxiway Lima. So, stupid wise, we got penalized again. That was my fault. Qatar 8899 heavy, contact departure.
Contact departure, good evening, Qatar 8899 heavy.
Alright, let's pause this quickly and head over to the terminals. Just fly over here at night. And I would like to say thank you for tuning in for another session. I hope you enjoyed. And if you did, please subscribe if you haven't already. Like. Hit the notification bell for new videos coming out so you won't miss out. and leave a comment down below. I will definitely answer every comment and every question and any requests that you may have. I might be able to do something for you there and put it in and build it in. So let's check out the cargo area here in the back. Got a couple of those in here, and that shall be it. Thank you very much for tuning in. Take care, everybody. This has been another presentation of TP Gaming. Until the next time, thank you and bye bye.